Share sponsor Leonishma Sam Yakashom Labasitzchok. We're holding Bava Kamo Daf Tzadik. We're going to start from the Peites Samud base in the bottom. Just to start the sugya, it's about 15 lines from the bottom. It's actually a little less, 13 lines from the bottom. Gemara says the word Leimo Takonas Usho Tanoi. Right, so we learned in the previous daf we were talking about the idea which is called Takonas Usho. What is Takonas Usho? Special Takana, if Isha brings the land that she gets from her inheritance to the marriage, so then the husband enjoys the fruits. That's the regular din. If she sold it, the husband can go and after her death take it away from the kuchas, from the buyers. He's considered to be the original buyer. That's Takonas Usho. Says more lame Takonas Usho Tanoi. The Takonas Usho is a machlokes Tanoi. What do we see? It's a machlokes Tanoi. The Tani Chada one brayse tells us Avdei Milug Yoitzim B'Shen V'Ayin Leisho. Avdei Milug, which is avodim that Isha brings as an inheritance to the house. If the Isha removed their shen or I mean caused their tooth to fall off, or she took out her eye, the Isha, she goes out. Avaloi leish. But if the Ish, the Eva doesn't go out. Meaning, if the husband removed the eye of the slave, he's not released.
It's not his slave.
It's not considered his slave. Even though he has the payers. And the Isha does. That's the first brisa. Meaning the Isha is considered to be the owner. Tanya, another brisa says, Loy leisha, loy leisha. None of them is able to take him out. What's trapped? So one goes to explain. Savrua, the people in the Bismedish, the Elohim team, thought that what? They all agree that if you own the fruits, you don't have the goof. That's why the husband cannot release, because he's only owning the pairs. My love, what's the machlekes? The man the one who says that the Isha can take her out, lays at the Karazusha. He holds that the Isha has the ability to, she's the owner, and she can sell it and take it away from the husband. So she is much more of an owner than the husband. There's no Karazusha. The other one holds, no, she can't sell it. Now he doesn't have the goof, he has only pairs. She has the goof, but she can't really sell it. So none of them is the owner. Says the Gemara Loy, the Kula Almo Yisu Takonazusha. They all agreed to Karazusha. And the Takono, Kan Lacha Takono. Says the Gemara, no, they agreed to Karazusha. Before the Karazusha, so the Isha had the ability to sell it. After Karazusha, she didn't have the ability to sell it. Vibai Simo, another explanation. We'll talk about after the Kono. We used to Karazusha and they agreed to Karazusha. Elo, the Mando, my Leisha, Leish. My time. So if you hold this to Karazusha, if you hold that it's after the Kono. So why do you hold the Isha can take her out? Answers the Gemara, because he holds like Rava. Rava holds and Daf Tzadik Mudalef. Hegdesh Chometz V'Shichum Mefkim in Yeshiva. We learned this B'Sechas Gittin. That what is Hegdesh Chometz V'Shichum Mefkim in Yeshiva? If a person has a loan, he has Reuben owes money to Shimon, he gives him a collateral. And then Reuben goes and makes that collateral Hegdish. Rashi says Gdush is a goof. It has to be an animal. Makes the Gdush is a goof. Or Chametz. You have a person who owes money to a Goy. And the Goy takes the collateral as a Chametz. Or you have Shichur. Right? You have someone who owes someone, he makes a slave a collateral, and he releases the slave. All these things has the ability to uproot the shibut. So you're right. The emes is that the Takonas and really the Isha can't sell it. She can't.
Because of payers.
Because Takonas. But because when she took off the tooth, she caused him to be released. And releasing takes away the ownership of the husband. The special din, Hekdesh Chelz Shichum of keeping the shibut. Says the Gemara, Leimo the Rova Tanoi. According to this, Rova is a machlokes Tanoim. This.
Then what happens? She has to pay for his iron.
She releases him. Goes out. Yeah, that's it. Says the Gemara, Lema the Rav Tanoi, Lechura, Rav is Mechukis Tanoi. Why? Because Rav is the one who said that what? That Agnes Chaloship of Vishim of Kinei Shibud, and here say that it's a Mechukis. Says the Gemara, the Kula Alma is to the Rav, everybody agrees to Rav. Here, the reason why the Mandamar holds that even though the woman takes out the tooth, it doesn't go out, because they made the shibud of the husband stronger. Made it stronger. So what you say another explanation, the Kula Alma lays with the line the Konazusha. They do not hold the Konazusha. So meaning there's no the Konazusha. That's why the Isha is, it does have the ability to sell. Here the Mechokes is the Kir Paris of the husband strong as Kir Guf or not? One Mandama holds the Kir Paris of the husband is as strong as the Kir Guf. So he's the owner. And the other Mandama holds is not. Shaila is how strong is the Kir Paris of the husband. Or Fluk the Daito, that's the same Mechokes as the fire Mechokes. Tanya Moicher Avdur Lacher, someone who sold his slave to somebody else. He made with him a deal. He said like this: Reuben sells to Shimon his slave, and he tells Shimon, for 30 days I want to use it. That was part of the deal. I'm going to sell you my slave, but for 30 days I have usage rights. So for the first 30 days, Reuben owns the Paris. Shimon owns the Guf. He already bought. Mary says that the Abdin Yorimim. What's Yorimim? Yorimim is when a person goes and hits a slave and he kills him, it's Chayim Misa. But if it's his own slave, there is a caveat. There is a way out. What? If the slave for 1 day or two did not die, took him 2 days to die. So it says, if he passed 2 days of his sickness, and then he died, so then it depends. If it's the owner who hit him, the owner's patur. If it's somebody else, it's chayav. Okay? That's called din yoim or yomayim. If he had a deer, it's just a kasuf. The pasuk says, it's his own. So on an owner, you have a special dispensation that says that if you pass 2 days, you're good. If someone's not an owner, you don't have it. Now, question here, you have Reuben saying to Shimon the Evet. And he tells him, listen, the Evet is yours, but I want to use it for 30 days. Who has this kula called Din Yoim Yomayim? Who has it? So the Gemara says, Rameh holds, we should Yeshiva Din Yoim Yomayim, the first one. Because he's using it. For the first 30 days, he's using him. So he's considered to be the owner. Kasor Kir Peiros, Kikir Guvdam, he holds. He doesn't own the body, but he owns the bears. That's considered to be his. The second one who bought him, and he owns him, he's the one who has Yom Yamayim. He holds the fact that the first one has the Kir Peiros, it's not his, it really belongs to the second. Rabbi says they both have din yom yom. Why? One it's under him, meaning that he's using him. He has a suffix. We don't know. And therefore what? Suffering a flush is not kill. I don't know which one is the owner. So I can't kill neither of them. If Reuben hit him and he was for 2 days sick, and then he died, can you kill Reuben? No, maybe he's the owner. If Shimon hit him and he was 2 days sick and then he died, you can't kill him because Shimon's the owner. I'm not sure which is the owner. So that is the third sheet of Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Lazar Oimer, they're both not considered to be the owner. So if Yishen Otachta, this one because it's not under him, he doesn't have the Paris. So if Yishen Kazu because it's not his goof, and therefore the Chayav. Why? You can't just say it's a Svar. Because you can't kill me Svar. You have to have a Pasuk. The Pasuk says, Ki kaspo it's his money. Kaspo amiyuchad lo. He needs to be his own kesef. His own kesef, that is by Yom Yamayim. And that is a special thing that has to be his. Says the Gemara, "Kiman azal doma amei ma'ish v'isha shemochu b'nichse milu gloyosov loiklom." Who's the one that says that Isha that sold nichse v'lug, they didn't do anything? Why? Because the Isha doesn't have the fruits and the husband doesn't have the goof. Meaning you have to be yours. Kiman kia blazer. That's a blazer that holds that there's such a thing considered to be the no one's owner, like we see by Yom Yomai. Here in Bechlekas Rashi and the Rosh, what is the case that the husband and wife sold? Are we talking about the husband and wife sold both of them together? That's a Rashi. Even they both sold together, not good enough. Because the husband has only the fruits, the Isha has only body, they can't even chew it together. The Rosh says, no, if they sold together, it works. You have the fruits and the good. Each one alone can sell. Now, one more very important kuda here in the Rishonim, the Torah speaks about it, and there's a discussion in the Rishonim, is this machlekes that we just had over here regarding Yom Yomayim, is that the same machlekes going Shein V'Ayin? Shein V'Ayin means someone takes out the tooth of the Evet, or the eye of the Evet. If he's the owner, he's released. If he's not the owner, he's not released. Yom Yomayim is if the owner hit the slave and he stayed alive for 2 days, he's not killed. That's the owner. Do we say wherever hold is the owner over here, hold the owner over here, or no? Or it's not the same thing? So this brings you a machlekes, because it's a machlekes. Do we compare the two or not? Is it the same machlekes, or we say it's a special thing regarding Yom Yomayim? Now they got b'shem b'ayin. Okay, so the interesting discussion we're sharing, we'll leave with that. Says the Gemara, Man Tana L'Tova, who's the one that said the following? Someone who's half a slave, half a free man. Or a person who belongs to two partners. They don't go out with a Rosh Hashanah means any limbs. That when you go out, they can't come back. They're not released. That's it, there's a blazer. The pasuk says kaspoi, the money belongs to him. When a person is releasing a slave, when it's abdoi, his eved that he hit, so that's his eved, and not another. Not if it's not something which is miyuchad loy, meaning that he has a partnership with it. Rashi asks, Rashi asks, what's the difference between two partners? If Reuben and Shimon are partners, can each one have a din Shemayim? Yes. So why would you have let's leave it for a little later, because right now this Gemara told us the two partners are exactly the same as the din we said before. You have to have your own ownership. So the Mishnah. Someone who's tekel l'chaver. Rashi brings two pirushim. Either he's blowing in front of his friend's ear, Shiloh, why is that's not groma, or he is hitting the ear of the friend. He hits the front of the ear. So the din is noisen loisela, for the busha, for the embarrassment, to give him a sela. Not sela, but money is 100. So Troy, if he smacked him in his face, times he's given 200. If the smack wasn't with the front of the hand, but the back of the hand, if you give 400, that's the higher level of wishes. He pulled his ear. He pulled his hair, or he pulled out his hair. He spit and the saliva hit him. And he removed his clothing. He set the hair of a woman. No, he said has to pay all these kids for mezuz, which is the higher level of wishes. Says the Mishnah at second base. He goes to Fiyah covered. As Rashi points out, the Lord teaches tomorrow's daf that really it depends. It was going to say is a kula or chumra. It could be to say that's the minimum amount, but it can be much more if it's someone more important. But that's the maximum amount, that can be less. We'll see. That's what we saw earlier in the like Rameir. We look at them all as rich aristocrats. They don't have money right now. I don't want to see them as the richest people at the highest level, but they are considered to be rich. and you treat them all the same because the all bnei Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. There's a story. Person went and unset the hair of a woman in the market. He says you have to pay 400 zuz for the bush that she did. Say, you know what? Can you give me just a couple of days? I want to check something. Gave him some time. He saw her standing in front of her courtyard. So he took a barrel, a pitcher with oil, and he broke it in front of her. Those days, seemingly, oil wasn't so common. Oil was a nice thing to put. It's like a nice moisture to put on the hair. She revealed her hair, and she took the oil, put it on her head. He put 280 to see her. Because in front of Rabbi Akiva. He said, look, what was that problem? That I revealed her hair? She revealed her hair herself. You see, she doesn't care to reveal her hair in the public. So I shouldn't pay her. You didn't say a thing. There's a difference between a person doing it on his own or a person doing it for him. And there's one girsa here that says the next line of the Gemara is a raya. According to our girsa, according to Rashi, it's a new sentence. Someone who hurts himself, Rabbi Shein or Rashi, if they're not to do that, Pater. Someone hurt him is chayav. So according to the first girsa we mentioned, it's a right to have a kibbutz. When you do it to yourself, a person can hurt himself. He's not allowed to damage himself, but there's also, you don't cause it to pay. But when you hurt somebody else, then you pay. Someone who takes out of his trees, he's not allowed to cut off his tree. This we'll see in the Gemara. This is really the source. You're not allowed to cut out a tree, which is a fruit tree. But if he did it, Pater. So you see what a person does to himself is different when people do it for him. Okay. So when we say you have to pay a money, is it a money of a tsuri or it's a money medina? As we learned many times in Shas, money medina is the eighth of money tsuris, and the more expensive is the more expensive currency or the less expensive. Tashma do gabe tokale chaver as this person who blew to his friend. Also commanded Rabbi Yehuda and Yeshiva gave Rabbi Yeshiva Amalei Ha'ono Harabe Seglili Havle Monetzuri. Me, Mary Seglili, give her a Monetzuri. Shramino Monetzuri not. So because I explain in a moment what does it mean? Ha'ono basically what does it mean me and her Seglili. But you see over here they talk about Monetzuri, that means that's the man. Shramino. Maya Ono basically what does it mean? Here's me, here's basically. Maybe he told me that we meant to say I saw you. They are basically the one tsuri, and basically is the one who said that's what it's tsuri. Zilal, that's if to pay money. Money tsuri, that's if to pay it. Because I saw you. The name of the head nas dayan. Want to tell me that he could be a dayan? He saw her and he's passing Allah. Which means he's the witness and he's passing based on what he saw. That means he's an 8 and he's a dayan. Then you saw somebody killing somebody else. You have to separate the Sanhedrin. Some of them will be Eidim, some of them will be Dayanim, and the Eidim will testify in front of the Dayanim. That's what Tavon holds. No. Kulam Eidim. They're all Eidim. They ain't Nasidayim. They can't be. They're automatically Eidim, even though they didn't actually testify. Even Rav Tarfon was making it says if he didn't testify, so he's not an aid. He can choose to either be an aid or a dayan. Kiva you can't. You're automatically aid. Or he not a dayan, look over. But he doesn't agree that he not a dayan. He didn't say the same person who testifies can be the dayan. Says the word Kitanya Come there we talk about that he saw in the night. So he can't do a din. You can't do a din. You can't do a din, so then you want to become an aid tomorrow. Then everybody agrees, aid nasanai. But if when he saw it, it was during the day, so he could be a dayan, then it can be Eid too. This goes back to the site we mentioned here a few times, where the Maharal brings, it's really brought in the Chonim, not even the Maharal, that the idea of Dayanim, of Eidim was Loshan Ad. The Eid has to come in front of the Dayan. The way the Torah established Dayanim is that you have Eidim testifying in front of Dayanim. If I don't have the Eidim in front of Dayanim, if I don't have a Beis Din, I can't have Eidus. So they saw at night, there was no Beis Din, there's no Beis Din at night. But if it was in the day, it's as if they have Eidus. Another explanation says the following. Ha'onu the sphere like basically don't want to. First of all, first answer is he was Eid, he was a Dayan, and he was doing the day. Second answer is no. He just said I hold. Basically, there's Eidim and Sadi Bach. The Ha'na, one eye is what I hold, halacha, and the other eye is what there is here testimony against you. So therefore, Zil Havlim one and two. So that's what he said. So meaning it could be that Echanami Eid is not a Dayan. So the story of Akiva, the Indian, that's the one time Akiva holds, Eid cannot be a Dayan. Ta'atanyo, it says in the Vaiso, V'iko Yish Esereyu Be'evno Be'evev. Person went and damaged his friend, either with a rock or by punching his friend. Shimon Etimoni Omer Ma'eker Miyuchot Shemosu Leidu Leidim. The Egriv is something that both the Eidim see, because they saw him punching him, and also the Beis Din sees. You go to Beis Din, you show him the hand of the guy. Of course, Shemosu Leidu Leidim has to be something that both the Eido, which is the Beis Din, and the Eidim, which are the witnesses, came able to see. Except if the Eidim have the stone and they lost it and they can't bring it to Beis Din. So Beis Din are not able to see the killing weapon, they can't pass it. That's how Shimon learns. Only Akiva says, even if he's come to Beis Din with his hand or with a stone, they don't know. They don't know how he hit him. How much did he hit him? On which part of his body did he hit him? Imal shoykoi, did he hit his hand? Imal tzipar nafshoy, did he hit a place where he takes out his nefesh, the heart? Right? Next to the heart, Rashi says. So, the fact that I'm bringing the stone to Beis Din doesn't help me. If you have a stone and he crushed his leg, you shouldn't kill him. Another problem. Someone threw somebody from the roof, or Merishabira from the big tower, the maze. You want to tell me they have to go see the house? They're going to go see the house, that's the weapon instrument? The murder instrument? You tell me you do have to go. What happens to the house not here anymore? He threw it from a 3-4 building, and now the house crashed. There was a earthquake. So you can tell me you can't. You have to go and build it to see it. So Rabbi Akiva says you don't have to see the weapon. Why should you have to see the weapon? The weapon doesn't help me. So Rabbi Akiva says no. You don't have to have the Dayanim seeing the weapon. You only have to see the Eidim. The Eidim should know what it is. They don't testify to Beis Din. Except in the case when the Eidim didn't see the weapon. It felt, the guy took a stone and he hit his friend and then the stone got lost. So nobody saw the weapon. Then it's a problem because then I really don't know what killed him. Right? So that is the machlekes. So the machlekes is, do the Dayanim have to examine the murder weapon or not? Shimon Atomi says yes. Rabbi Akiva says no. Says the Gemara, Ktanim Yas. You see, one thing you do see from here. Rabbi Akiva, what was the time against Shimon Atimni? Shimon Atimni, I don't understand. Did he do it in front of Beis Din so Beis Din will know how he killed him? Mashra, the what I call with him. If he did it in front of the Beis Din, so then it's okay. Then they will be able to determine based on that. Meaning, Ein Nasedai, right? The fact that he's saying, oh, it was in front of Beis Din that they saw, and then they'll be able to pass it based on what they saw. Mash, if it wasn't in front of them and they saw, it's good. So you see that Rabbi Akiva holds Ein Nasedai, you want to say before the holds Ein Nasedai. Says the Gemara, he doesn't hold that way. He holds Ein Nasedai. So even if you hold Ein Nasedai, Was it in front of Bezdin? They could see it? No. So you need the Eidim anyway. If you need the Eidim, why do you need the Eidim only for how he killed him? You should have Eidim for the weapon itself. But I hold that even if they saw him one help, they actually need the Eidim. So Rekiva L'Shitosei could say much stronger. So if the only saw it won't work, they need someone else to see. So you see that the Eidim are the ones who are determining the case. Why did they don't have to see the weapon? That's the source of the Machlokes. We will stop over here. It's good to be back. And Be'ez Hashem, continue from these two dots tomorrow.